Welcome everybody, it's Solomon. In this video, we are going to be talking about Richtofen's blood vials, not anybody else's blood vials, but his Richtofen. And what we're going to actually be talking about is how he got them. So if you guys know about the blood vials, you would know that all the way back in Origins, actually a teaser for Origins, is when we first saw Richtofen having the blood vials on him, and they had the cells number of Cell and Finn, so we had those two, so we knew there was a connection to Mob of the Dead. But when we actually got in the map, it was really weird because we found out we were actually inside the time period of the World War I, which is actually different from our normal story, because our normal story, teleporters and time travel and all that stuff hadn't been discovered until World War II. So we were thinking, wait, if he didn't travel through time to actually get the blood, how the heck did he get them? But then we kind of assumed maybe it's in a multiverse and this is actually a different universe, which is true. But the problem was, even in that universe, time travel and all that stuff hadn't been discovered yet. So we were so confused. So we kind of figured that maybe Mob of the Dead and Origins were probably not part of the same universe either, but that would make it even weirder because Richtofen doesn't even believe in different dimensions. He tells Samantha herself that he doesn't even believe in her mythical realm, that the staffs were crafted by Maxis and are not proof of her mythical realm. So talking like there's not any other multiverse, so it makes no sense why he would even have them in the first place. Now that was the problem, and we've had that problem for a very long time. Now I want to mention two ideas or possible answers, or maybe just theories right now to answer this. So the first one I don't really believe, but I thought I should just mention it anyways. But how it really works is that if you guys, actually before I explain this, I have to actually let you guys know you have to understand the cycle and the cycle that our characters are actually trapped in. If you guys don't know that, I have a video explaining that whole cycle and I'll link it down in the description. I highly recommend you watch that, then come right back. But for you guys who have watched it, pretty much all that happens, they just live through all the maps that we've played from Origins all the way to Revelations. So they just live through theirs. Then in the ending cutscene, like everybody sees, Primus is sent back in time. Then they live out the rest of their lives as Primus, but they die, and sometime in the future they're reborn as the Origins characters, because that's just how time progresses. And then Richtofen actually did something really interesting. He actually hid the blood vials for his future self to be reborn in, well, I guess it's kind of his past self actually, so for his past self can actually be reborn and get the blood vials. And we know our Primus characters actually did this before, because they actually did this with the staffs, and that's how they hid the staffs from everybody. They hid them through all the weird they're not really rituals, but methods they used to hide the staffs inside Origins. As you guys remember, there's this really weird steps, and that's how they hid them. So we know they did something like that. But the problem with this one that I can't really explain right now, or why I don't believe in it in the first place, is that in the ending cutscene of Revelations, Richtofen actually uses one of his blood vials. But the problem is that when they're shown again in Origins, both of them are full. So it wouldn't make that much sense. You guys can just play off as maybe it has something to do with how it's back in time and they shouldn't even be there in the first place, just playing off a paradox idea. So it just kind of confuses the universe and just fills it up again. You guys can make that argument, but at the same time, we don't see any real proof for this because Richtofen didn't even believe in the ancients in the first place. He just thought the staffs were made by Maxis and no one else. But anyways, the next idea, and this is the one I think is more interesting, but I really don't like this idea. This is one I don't like. It just hurts me to hear it. I don't like this explanation, but for some reason I feel like this is the right one because it's just so, not really simple, but it's just, I don't know. You guys will hear it when I explain it now. So how the idea works is that, now how to actually explain this, you actually have to look at Gorod Krovi's ending cutscene. So the part I'm talking about is when Nikolai gets shot by Nikolai 1.0. So in this scene, we actually see Nikolai get shot on the shoulder, and there's actually a dent on his armor. But the thing is, this dent has been on his armor from the start of Black Ops 3. You guys can look at this if you guys go play any other earlier map. This dent on his armor has always been there. That bullet damage to his armor has been there. Not only that, it's actually been on his armor for even longer than that. It's actually been on his armor ever since Origins. So this is really cool, and some people just play it off as they were just like, oh, foreshadowing this, but I don't think that's the case. What I think they're playing off as is a paradox that has been continuing. So how this is going to work is that for some reason, he got shot in the arm by Nikolai 1.0, but the thing is, his armor is always going to have that damage because it did actually happen. If you guys have seen my cycle video, because it happened, but then they went back in time and then they were kind of reborn and everything. I really hope you guys have watched my video because it would make so much more sense for what I'm saying right now. But he just goes back in time and his armor is already going to have that damage on his arm no matter what. So the same idea works for Richtofen's blood vials, and like I said, I really hope this isn't the case because it just doesn't seem as cool as an explanation I would like. So how it would work is that the blood vials were supposedly originally collected when all the other characters collected their blood vials. So Zetsubo no Shima's ending cutscene after when he collected the blood vials, but this is technically, well, not technically, see, it's a paradox type of deal thing. So this is where he, I guess technically we'll just say that, collected his blood vials, and the thing is, the paradox went and worked only for Richtofen for who knows what reason, but it kind of worked like that, and that's why he's always had them, just like Nikolai has always had this dent on his armor because of the cycle, how they keep reliving everything, and that's just the idea. So I want to mention this right now that none of this is actually fact. These are all theories that came from my head and other people's head, and I just decided to make this video sharing them with you. So if you guys did enjoy this video, and if I did make any mistakes inside this video, go ahead and tell me down in the comments, or if I didn't expand on something enough, also tell me that down in the comments. But if you guys want to stay tuned for more stuff just like this, go ahead and subscribe. But I'm going to go, and I will catch you guys on my next video.